For a more complete story of the beaver, why not contact the Canadian Wildlife Service in Ottawa?
Dear Daddy, I just wanted to thank you for looking after me so well, even though I'm not yet born. I know you already try harder than Superman. You won't even let Mommy eat sushi. But I need to ask you a favor.
Alright, got my feminist checklist out here. Alright, let's see. Let Mommy eat sushi. Patriarchal power structure. Tick.
Warning. It's about boys. Because, you see, I will be born a girl, which means that by the time I'm 14, the boys in my class will have called me a whore, a bitch, a cunt, and many other things. It's just for fun, of course. Something boys do. So you won't worry. And I understand that.
That's right. It's the boys that do this the most often. It's not the girls that call each other ugly, bitch, cunt, slut. No, it's none of that. But what do I know? I'm just a man. Let's ask a woman.
I asked you guys on Instagram what you'd like me to do next, and a lot of people said bitchy girls. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. I think it's a huge issue, especially if you're a girl. Even if you're a boy, it can affect you. But in school, I mean, there's just so much bitchiness, and I can definitely say that I have experienced this.
Alright, let's see. Systematic male oppression at a young age. Tick.
Perhaps you did the same when you were young, trying to impress some of the other boys. I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it.
No, that shit doesn't oppress other boys. No one says, wow, you called her cunt, you're cool. Doesn't happen. And in fact, that even might lead to a fight, because a guy might like that girl or be her boyfriend. Alright, let's break out the list again. Women assuming they know the motivations of men. Tick.
Still, some of the people won't get the joke.
Uh-oh, my common sense is tingling. I think we better break this scene down step by step. So it's pretty clear that she's drunk and at a party.
And funnily enough, it isn't any of the girls.
So she walks towards a guy, he outstretches his arms in welcome, and she accepts.
Some of the boys.
So she plops down, initiates contact, and begins to kiss him. Of course, no one's asking if the guy's too drunk to consent. It doesn't work that way, you see.
So by the time I turn 16, a couple of the boys will have snuck their hands down my pants while I'm so drunk I can't even stand straight.
So a woman plops down, is very sexually aggressive, kisses a guy without asking him. Totally fine. When the guy responds to that aggressive sexual energy, suddenly he's a rapist.
And although I say no, they just laugh. It's funny, right?
They want to represent here that the laughing is dismissive of the girl's opinion. It's not. Look at what happens in the video. She says no, the guy pushes her off. He puts physical distance between them because of her answer. And even though this man did exactly what feminists want, which is to respect a woman's right to refuse consent at any time, they're still going to try to attempt to vilify him. Tick, unfortunately.
If you saw me, Daddy, you would be so ashamed. Because I'm wasted.
I think any parent would be ashamed of their child if they decided to get drunk and put their own safety at risk. Yet again, another tick off the list.
No wonder I'm raped when I'm 21. 21 and on my way home in a taxi driven by the son of a guy you went swimming with every Wednesday. The guy who always told insulting jokes. But they were, of course, only jokes. So you laughed. Had you known that his son would end up raping me, you would have told him to get a grip. But how could you know? He was just a boy, telling weird jokes. And in any case, it wasn't your business. You were just being nice. But his son, raised on these jokes, becomes my business.
Then what about all the studies that show that things like video games, music, movies, television, these have no real positive correlation towards violent crime? I will say this, the majority of men do tell sexist, dirty, raunchy jokes. We do. And the majority of men also do not rape. But that doesn't work for your worldview, does it? Because if societal influences do not play a major role in men committing rape, it means that they're born with it. And if they're born with it, it's not systematic oppression that harms you. It's just luck of the draw. And with that, there's nothing to fight for, nothing to fight against, nothing to blame.
Then finally, I meet Mr. Perfect. And you're so happy for me, Daddy, because he really adores me. And he's smart, with a great job, and all through the winter he goes cross-country skiing 3 times a week, just like you. But one day he stops being Mr. Perfect. And I don't know why. Wait, am I overreacting? One thing I do know, I'm not the victim type.
Except this whole movie is you talking about how men have hurt you. That's not a victim mentality at all.
I'm raised to be a strong and independent woman. But one night it's just all too much for him, with work and the in-laws and the wedding coming up. So he calls me a whore. Just like you called a girl in middle school a whore once. Then
So he's under stress and he just calls you a whore. Nothing to do with you, he just calls you a whore. That sounds like a psychopath.
another day, he hits me. I mean, I'm way out of line. I can really be a bitch sometimes. But we're still the world's greatest couple, and I'm so confused because I love him and I hate him, and I'm not sure if I really did do something wrong, and...
Yeah, it's starting to look more and more like he's a psychopath.
And then one day he almost kills me. It all goes black. Even though I have a PhD, a fantastic job, I'm loved by my friends and family, I'm well brought up, and nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, him calling you whore despite your rape history and him beating you totally were not clues for this. And I swear, I've just been commenting on this video as it's been playing. I didn't even know this was going to happen. What is this video trying to say? That, dear daddy, the problem with boys is that they're psychopaths and that they'll kill us? That there is something intrinsically flawed and dangerous about men?
Dear Daddy, this is the favor I want to ask. One thing always leads to another.
Exactly like how this video could lead women to fear men for no reason at all.
So please stop it before it gets the chance to begin. Don't let my brothers call girls whores, because they're not. And one day some little boy might think it's true. Don't accept insulting jokes from weird guys by the pool, or even friends, because behind every joke there is always some truth.
So what happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? It gets towed away. Now, I know that barely qualifies as a joke, but where's the truth in that?
Dear Daddy, I know you will protect me from lions, tigers, guns, cars, and even sushi without even thinking about the danger to your own life. But dear Daddy, I will be born a girl. Please do everything you can so that that won't stay the greatest danger of all.
Excluding sexual crimes, which is a small segment of our society, men dominate every metric for death and serious injury. Yet it's women that have the most dangerous role, apparently. Want to tell me again how you don't have a victim mentality? Thanks again for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, share with your friends, or comment. It is very much appreciated.